Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So for this week, we are taking some inspiration from some titles because we are taking a closer glance at books that have numbers as part of their titles. And believe it or not, there's more than what you maybe think of. Like, you may have one that automatically pops into your brain. But there are way more than just maybe that one or two that have instant recognition. We have 6 that we're going to take a look at, and what I love about this is, like, some of our other themes that we've done that aren't maybe so specific, there's a little bit of something in here for everyone. We have everything from some horror to some nonfiction. We have some award winners, some realistic. There is even some fantasy mixed in. So there's a little something for everyone, and maybe by having a number in the title, it'll make it a little bit easier to remember. I don't know, maybe if your brain works with numbers. I don't know. But let's get started with these 6 amazing books. Our first one is 5 Midnights. So when Lupe goes to Puerto Rico to spend the summer with her family there, she soon gets wrapped up in this investigation into her uncle's murder. Plus, also a missing persons investigation. Because there's one other missing person. Her uncle's been murdered, there's a missing person. It's her cousin Izzy. Now, joining forces with Javier, a friend to all 5 of the people who have been impacted by this crime, they soon start to piece together what joins all of these people together. The fact that they were all born within the same 2-week span, and that they're part of this group. They call themselves Los Cajeros, and they will soon be faced with the possibility that there is something going on that no one can see. There may be some supernatural, mythological forces at play, and there doesn't seem to be any solution. Now, if you like your mystery with some little bit of horror, there's some supernatural elements, this has what you're looking for. I will tell you there is a second book in this series, so if you finish 5 Midnights, make sure you get the second one, 5 Midnights. Just one day. So Allison's life has always been planned out for her, especially by her parents. They have made every life decision they can for her, and she doesn't really get a say. As a high school graduate, though, they have picked her major, so they know what she's going off to college for, and they've even micromanaged her senior gift, which is a trip across Europe that she doesn't really get to plan. So when she randomly meets a guy over in Europe, this Dutch man named Wilhelm, they have this instant attraction, and they find themselves in London together. She ditches the orchestrated scheduled plan that her parents had put together for her for the next day. She follows him to Paris unexpectedly, and for the next 24 hours, one day, she decides that she's going to try everything that there is to do, and she's going to make the decisions. When she wakes up the next morning and finds that Willem is gone and that she has been left stranded, Allison has to face everything about her life that has become what it is that she doesn't want and what it is that she really does want. Now, this fun, realistic romance is more mature, but will have you thinking about maybe possibly your future and your decisions. So this is the first in a duology. The second one is out. It's called Just One Year. So if you want to continue on this journey with Allison and possibly with Wilhelm, hint, hint, make sure you check out the second one. This is Just One Day. The 57 Bus. Now, in this true story, it's November 4th, 2013, and it's a day that begins like any other normal day in Oakland, California. Sasha, a queer gender teen, is riding the 57 bus, falls asleep minding their own business, when out of the blue they are brutally assaulted by Richard, who is 16 years old. And Richard is dared by his friends to do this, and what he ends up doing to Sasha is he lights Sasha's skirt on fire. Sasha does end up surviving, but they end up in the burn unit with 2nd and 3rd degree burns covering 22% of their body. Now, Richard is arrested for this crime, and subsequently he's charged as an adult committing a hate crime. This book takes us through both of their experiences stemming from this event. Sasha spending the rest of high school in the hospital and in rehab, Richard navigating through this complex legal system. This book will spark you to think, make opinions, and be in wonder as both individuals try to overcome the situations they find themselves in. Yeah, keep in mind as you read this book, it is a true story. This is the 57 Bus. 10 blind dates. So if you want to get into the holiday spirit, maybe this is the one that you're looking for. So 17-year-old Sophie has her whole Christmas break all planned out. She is going to spend as much time as she possibly can with her boyfriend Griffin. When she overhears him though talking about how boring she is and that he wants to break up with her, that plan quickly falls apart and she finds herself at her grandparents' house instead. Now, when her huge Italian family finds out about her recent breakup, they decide they're going to try to help her out with her journey through love and romance. And what do they naturally do? Each family member takes a blind date, and they end up setting her on 10 blind dates throughout her Christmas break. Now the dates range from fun and adventurous to crazy and downright awkward. As she goes on these dates though, she finds herself learning about who she is as an individual without having to be in a relationship, and what does her family really mean to her, and what exactly is love, and what is it that she is looking for, and what does it mean? This fluffy romance is perfect for the holiday season. I will tell you there is a sequel that has recently come out to this book as well, but if you like a good, again, like lighthearted, kind of laugh out loud moments romance, 10 blind dates. 6 of Crows, and even though it's a hefty one, I will tell you that, it's a hefty one, it is so good. You wouldn't even realize how big of a book it is that you're reading. Now this is the first in a duology, it is completed, so the second one is already out. You will be on the edge of your seat throughout this whole adventure you're going to go on. We find our main character Kaz living in this made-up city named Ketterdam, and he is better known as a thief lord. One day he is approached by a councilman with a proposition that is too good to pass up. What they need him to do is Kaz needs to go and rescue a scientist that is being held prisoner from the most secure prison in the world. If he succeeds, he'll be rich beyond his imagination. If he doesn't succeed, more than likely he is going to end up dead. Agreeing to do this, because he can't pass up this opportunity, he puts together a team of 6 individuals, each with their own skills that are going to be needed to accomplish this possible task. And it's going to be easier said than done, because not only is this task basically impossible, all of these 6 people, they have their own histories, which ends up with their own secrets, their own grudges, and their own deadly rivalries between each other within this group they have formed. When they find out, though, that this scientist they are meant to rescue is actually responsible for developing a drug with magical possibilities that will most likely lead to wars, death, and government upheavals, this group, they end up finding themselves in this position to decide what it is they want to do. What is going to be the right thing to do out of all this, as well as trying to save their own lives. Again, you will not be able to put this one down. Check out the sequel when you check out this one, because you're going to want to know. There is a cliffhanger. You're going to want to know exactly. You're not going to want to stop. You're not going to come back to the library. You're not going to want to wait. 6 of Crows. And our last one for today is 1,000 Sisters. So if you have read anything by Elizabeth Wing before, this amazing author, she's probably best known for maybe Codename Verity, if you've read that one. This is her adventure into nonfiction. She's usually a fiction writer. We have a nonfiction one by her, and it's amazing. So leading up to the start of World War II, flying and aviation was not usually an acceptable hobby for females. That is, unless you were living in the Soviet Union, or what is now called present-day Russia. So because of this, when the war starts, women in the Soviet Union were actually allowed to join the Air Force, and they could be pilots in the military and actually serve and fight in combat, making them the only women at that time to have fought in military action and combat. Now, this is the story about 3 female regiments led by Maria Raskova and everything they went through, because even though it was accepted, it doesn't mean they had the easiest time of making this possible, but getting through all of this. And I will tell you this, not everyone survives the war. Just like men, females, some of them did not survive either. Now, this book does not shy away from hard topics, especially since the Soviet Union did not have the best human rights track record, even with its own people. But you will walk away with a newfound respect for these women who joined the war effort, and you will know more about this piece of history that is rarely shared, especially here in the United States. Incredibly uplifting, eye-opening read, 1,000 Sisters. So these are just 6 of the books we have at the library that have numbers in their title. So again, little something for everyone this week. Come on down, check out one of these. Maybe you'll be on the lookout for your own book you want to choose that has a number in their title. Maybe you'll even be just a little more aware next time you're browsing the shelves for maybe all those books that have some numbers in their title. So I encourage you to come on out, check out at the library. We'll help you find whatever it is that you're needing. I hope you have an incredible week, and I hope you tune back next week. We have a whole new teen book spotlight.